Hey everyone, this is question number 32 from chapter 6. This problem is about Tarzan and Jane. Jane jumps onto a vine and we want to know how far above the ground she can get swinging on this vine. So I drew kind of a free body diagram, just a diagram of this problem. And the thing that I want to point out is that the only two forces acting here are gravity and the tension force in the vine, okay? But the tension force is always perpendicular to her motion because it's a centripetal force, so it can't do any work. So the only force we're going to have here is gravity. So since this can't do any work, energy is going to be conserved from the bottom of her swing where she jumps onto it to the top of her swing. So from there, we can just set up a conservation of energy relationship. So it's going to be kinetic conservation of energy. Energy equals kinetic plus potential. So 1/2 m1 v1 squared plus m1 g h1 equals 1/2 m1, mass isn't going to change, or we're told that mass isn't going to change, v2 squared plus m g h2. All right, so right away looking at this equation, mass isn't going to change, so it can just cancel from both sides of the equation. We are told in the problem stem that the ground is going to be considered 0, so this potential energy term is just going to cancel because this height's going to be 0. And then if she's swinging and she gets to the top of her swing, there's going to be that moment in time where she hits the peak of her swing where her velocity is 0. So this term is going to go to 0 as well. So all that we're left with is 1/2 v1 squared equals g h, and obviously h2. And h2 is what we're solving for, okay? So just divide gravity over to the other side. We'll have 1/2 v1 squared over g equals h2. 1/2 5 meter per second squared over 9.8 gravity per second squared. All right, plug that into your calculator and you will get 1.276 meters, which with sig figs rounds to 1.3 meters. So then the second part of this question asks that, does the length of the vine matter? And the only way that the length of this vine would matter is that if it were shorter than 1.3 meters, because then it couldn't reach the top of the peak of the swing.